final wine for our fall 2023 wine club is, there it is, Messer 2021 Calcareous Messer. Our blend of Cab Franc and Malbec. And for 2021, I really wanted this wine to be a showcase for Malbec. I've been really excited about Malbec for a lot of reasons, not just the way the wine shows itself, but look at this vine. This thing right here. This is where the Malbec comes from, Block 5. Look at right there is our winery. Here we go. This is the Block 5 Malbec. Thing's a monster. Look at the whole vineyard is like that. Yeah. So when I see how well it grows here, basically what I'm saying is it belongs here. Let me set yourself back up here for our tasting. There we go. So it just grows well here. Malbec does beautifully. The vine is healthy. It puts out a great amount of crop. So a lot of the other things that struggle here, Malbec puts out, easily 3.5 tons to the acre, which is by far everything else besides Grenache, which can go from 1 ton to 9 tons per acre, depending on the vintage. Everything else sits around 2.5 tons. Malbec every year, 3.5 to 4 tons per acre. It puts out a great crop. It handles the heat. It doesn't get overstressed when it's hot. The ripeness curve is nice and slow, whereas other things really peak real fast. It does well here, and I hope more and more people enjoy Malbec, and we can grow more Malbec here in Paso, because I think it's special. And you can see the specialness right away when you pour this wine, because so this is 70% Malbec, 30% Cab Franc. It is just look at that, it just blocks everything out. You can't, oh boy, it's so dark. The purple to it, that's not necessarily a good or a bad thing, but it is like the very visually appealing. And when you're making a nice big red wine, it's nice to have that big red purple color to go along with it. It kind of accentuates the whole vibe, and Malbec does that just so beautifully. Just up front, that kind of almost sits in this role between Syrah and Cab, where it's like it's got this big blackberry richness and jam, but then some currants and some more like a little rougher edged fruit to it. Of course, 30% Cab Franc is adding a little bit more of that as well, but make no mistakes, Malbec is kind of the star of this wine this year. The Cab Franc is there framing. It's blended in. It was co-fermented, like all the 2021s was just the year of co-fermenting, where we got to pick everything at the same time and put them in tank together. But right away, I wanted Malbec to be the star here. Again, like I was discussing in the Moose video, the finish on this, quite beautiful. It's just concise and to the point. I don't use a huge amount of oak in our wines. Of these wines getting released in the club this year, the Moose is probably the most. We are approaching 40% new oak, which is pretty big for me. Again, our Syrah can really handle that. The Syrah is so big, it can absorb a lot of the oak tannin, and you don't really see it or sense it being there. You can feel it, but you don't really like get this sense like, oh boy, that's an oaky. And I don't use a lot of huge toasted oak. I don't want the oak aroma to ever be like this massive feature in our wines. I want our wine to be the massive feature of our wines. And really just plays well together. Again, maybe the happiest messer I've ever been. Is there a wine in 2021 that's not my favorite example of that bottling ever? I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that. We'll get to the end of the year. At the end of the year, at the Christmas episode, we'll discuss if there's any 21 that wasn't my favorite bottling ever of that bottling. But again, want this to be a showcase of Malbec. I hope you enjoy it. I think a lot of times when a varietal's kind of attached to a place, like Malbec is attached to Argentina, a lot of people's ideas of that variety come from kind of the cheaper, more large production grocery store varietals that are available to it. I mean, that's what Argentina is shipping to us. They're shipping their big production wines. It's very hard to find their lower production, high-end Malbecs. So this is a chance to hopefully kind of learn more about what Malbec is, because it's something I care about. It's something I really want to showcase this varietal. I want other Paso Robles winemakers and wineries to believe in Malbec as well, because it just, like I say, it belongs here. It does beautifully here, and it makes a distinct and highly enjoyable wine. I hope you enjoyed the 2021 Messer.